Are you single and ready for a real, lasting connection? Stop waiting. Start preparing for the love you deserve. Welcome to Singles Seeking Soulmate, Skool, the ultimate space for growth-minded singles who are serious about love, commitment, and building a future with the right partner. Men and women 25 plus looking to be relationship ready. Those with a growth mindset, eager to become their best self. Serious about commitment and marriage, financially stable and employed. Open to networking, friendship, and possible romance. Join Singles Seeking Soulmate Skool today and step into your best love-ready self. Contact me today for a free 30-day trial of Skool.
Good morning. All right, I'm coming out of, oh Lord, I locked my car. Coming out of Starbucks. And I'm running a little late, if I'm being honest. I wanted to leave at 9:15 this morning. So I'm running a little late, y'all. Okay, there we go. And, whew, okay, I'm getting myself together, y'all. I'm getting myself together. But I want to talk about how to find your soulmate. I figured it out. I have the solutions. I have the solutions, y'all. Now, whether y'all want to listen is another thing. Okay? But I have figured it out. Let me put the phone here. All right, there we go. Sorry, y'all. But I'm not late, but, I wanted to leave at like 9:10 and, get some coffee and get to the office in a relaxed fashion. But anyway, I'm not late. So I have figured it out. If you want to find your soulmate, and look, I have started coaching people from this perspective. I've started talking about this perspective more, and I'm going to show a video clip. I'm going to show a video clip that I think will help you. Now, whether you're going to apply it or not is the issue, because some of y'all not going to apply it. Okay? And you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay frustrated. And, you're going to stay single. You're going to stay, and single isn't a curse. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. But for those of y'all who want to be in a healthy relationship, I'm trying to help you out. Like, understand that. When I give you the advice I give you, when I impart the wisdom, it's because you're coming to me and you're saying, I want to be married. I want to have a family, or I want to be in a long-term relationship. I want to be in something serious, right? So you coming to me, okay? And you saying this, and then I'm going to give you the solution. I'm going to give you the advice. I'm going to give you the wisdom. Now, what you do at that point, that's on you, okay? But I'm going to insert the clip. I'm going to insert the clip right here. For those of you, and then
are looking out at the highlight reels of their life, and they're seeing women do everything. And so women want everything, not in a material sense, but in an emotional, relational, experiential sense. They want to have all of the experiences. They want to do all the things and have all the feels. And so if they see a woman over there, or multiple women in their highlight reels, having a kind of relationship that they've never felt, I think they get this sense of FOMO. Yeah. They don't think, well, it's just because she's hot and I'm not, and I should just make peace with that. Like, I think that's going to be a very tough sell for the vast majority of women. They think, well, why not me? I want that too.
I think you can have that experience as long as you within your lane. You pick your level, you can have a wonderful relationship.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, you can honestly have a beautiful relationship.
But you might not have Michelin star dinners, you might not fly Emirates first class, you might, etc.
But I saw this singer on TikTok, and he's going viral, he's doing really well, and he said that when I first met my wife now, I was living in my car, she came and stayed with me in my car, and so on and so forth. And they are perfectly, now he's super successful. I forget his name, but he's fantastic. And they are perfectly matched in terms of looks. perfectly matched. She's not some blonde like bombshell. He's not some Brad Pitt. They're just perfectly matched. And in psychology, we have a concept of the matching hypothesis. The most long-lasting, fulfilling relationships are where two people are matched on their level of attractiveness. The problem is unattractive people don't want to accept their match. They'll say things like, the guys I like they're just married or gone, or the ones that like me, I don't like them. Well, that's your level. If that's what's coming to you, that is your level.
Well, now we're going to talk about what is that secret. And a lot of you will reject it. Okay, what is that secret? But a lot of you are going to reject it and are rejecting it. Okay, good day, Evolving Lulu 74. A lot of you all are rejecting the solution. And what is that, you ask? I just got on, actually. I just walked out of Starbucks and just got on. She said, I don't know what's going on with my notification, but I just got on. Here's the reality, y'all. If I'm being honest, 90% of y'all, 80 to 90% of you all refuse to date on your level. You refuse to accept that you ain't as good as you think you are. You refuse to accept that you don't look as good as you think you do. Okay? That's the biggest issue. And women are suffering from it. Men are suffering from it. Okay? Men refuse to stay in the lane in which their paycheck has them in. Men refuse to accept that, I'm a $50,000 earner. And there are things that my money can't do. There are places that my money can't take me. There are women that my money can't afford. And that's okay. But the problem is, here's the problem, gentlemen, is you want to go somewhere, or you want someone that, is out of your pay grade. And for some of y'all, that's financial. But for some of y'all, it's looks, it's height, it's fitness. Like, can we be real? I'm the first person to say, if you are a 55, 56, 57-year-old man, you got a 9-month pregnant belly, you are, scraggly, what I call scraggly. And this is a lot of the older gentlemen at the gym. They're scraggly, okay? And it's not even about your hairline receding for me. It's not, no, but it's you scraggly. Your hygiene is not on point. Your teeth. Can we talk about your teeth? You have not been to the dentist, and I don't know when. You have not kept up with your teeth and your mouth. So, if you my age and you're a gentleman and you are the gentleman that I just described, like, no, Anita is not, no. No. Anita did not put in all this work for that to be my reward. Okay? I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of work to look like this. I put in a lot of work in the gym. I make sure, see the teeth? Got all the teeth. I have not lost any teeth. Okay? The teeth are straight. The teeth are white. The teeth are clean. The teeth are flossed. All right? And, I put that work in at the gym. There's certain things I don't eat. There's certain places I don't go to eat. Okay? I'm seeing my doctor regular. My hygiene is right and tight. Okay? I'm working on getting my booty a little bit rounder. I don't need it to get bigger. I just need to get rounder. That's what I'm working on. Round. Okay? But no, I'm not doing all this at my age to be rewarded with pop-pop. Okay? To scraggly and unkempt and not fit and your mouth is jacked up, right? You're ashy, no. Okay? So when men say, I don't get it. You're an amazing woman. Why aren't you? No. Because pop, okay, grandpa, or the uncles that I don't want, nah. I want, in some regards, a man, and he don't have to be pretty now. This is the thing that I've come to realize. I'm not looking for the pretty man anymore. I love a pretty man. I love me a fine man, okay? But I'm not looking for that no more. I'm done with that. I'm done with the pretty men. But you have to be fit and healthy. You have to maintain what God gave you. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I am not a 10. I'm not a 9. I'm not an 8. I'm a strong 6, maybe a 7 on a good day. So I'm maintaining what God gave me. I'm doing the best with what God gave me naturally. I'm not going out. I'm not enhancing anything. I'm not getting any surgeries. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just taking care of what God gave me when I was born. That's what I'm doing. That's it. And I'm looking for that same thing in a man, okay? That you have to love and care about yourself. You have to keep yourself up, and you have to love and care about yourself. So that's a big part of it. And I'm finding out that a lot of men, there's like a self-esteem issue when it comes to this. They really don't love and care about themselves like they say they do. So love and care for yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay? So I stay on that 6/7. I may go up to a 7.5 because I am a hypergamous woman, or a 6.5. But I don't go up to 10. I don't go up to 9. I don't go up to 8. Okay? Because that is my lane. I had a guy friend of mine make fun of one of my exes. Oh, he's beneath you and this and that, and he's not attractive. He's beneath you and blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was just going in. I said, bruh, what are you talking about? I said, what are you talking about? I said, number one, I'm a woman. I'm not going after 10s. I'm not going after a man that's prettier than me. Number two, it's not just about what the person looks like. Like, come on, my self-esteem is higher than that. I'm not so shallow that I actually can we be really real? I'm not so shallow that I care about what y'all think about who I'm dating. Okay, I really don't. I don't care about what y'all think. I don't care about what y'all feel, you know. So I was like, sir, get yourself together. You're not making anybody feel bad. I don't care what you think. All right? That's the first thing. You care, because he was constantly talking about the women that he was dating and how they looked and what he liked and asking me what I thought about it. I said, you care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care about what anybody thinks about who I'm dating, what they look like, what they do. That's called none of y'all's business. So to me, that's an insecure person's game. That's, oh, this person don't look like this, or they don't look like your match, or they don't look as good as this. That's for insecure people. Okay? Those of us who are secure, those of us who have high self-esteem and high self-worth, we don't care what y'all think. We don't care. And look, this is what I told him too. He got real mad. I said, baby, I'm fine enough to bring him up. Okay? So even if he's a 4, okay, me being a 7 brings him up. Okay? How about that? And look, even the guy I dated said, yeah, I was constantly being approached by women and constantly being hit on when I was dating you. And since we broke up, ain't nobody checking for me. I was like, well, I mean, like, I guess maybe you went back down to your level. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But just understand that as a woman, I'm not looking for a 10 or a 9 or an 8. I'm not looking for the finest man out there. Okay, I don't need those problems. I've dated those men when I was younger. And again, it's a wonderful thing. It's great for your ego, but it's also a pain in the tail. You know, dating a man that other women want is a pain in the tail. Okay, it's a whole lot. I keep telling y'all that about fine men and about rich men. Y'all keep acting like, I don't want a fine man, I want a rich man. Baby, that's a whole nother level of problems for you. Anyway, getting back on track. Now on to the ladies. So the men, you're trying to obtain a woman that's outside of your pay grade, outside of your physical specification. There's no. Look at you, look at her. Look at you, look at her. No. No, and think about it. She's hypergamous. So in order for her to go up, you got to go down. You know, she gotta go down, right? So in order for her to go up, she got to go down in terms of she got to be a 4 if you're a 5 or a 5.5. She got to be a 4. Okay? That's what's not making sense to y'all. Y'all want to go up and you're a 5. No, you actually got to go down. Okay? Because she's hypergamous. On to the women. Now this gonna step on some toes. As I've said many times on here, how you feel about it, hey, but most women rate themselves far higher than they really are. Far higher. You all think that because of the standard issue vagina that you have, that makes you a 10. That to a heterosexual man, your vagina makes you a 10. That's what makes you a 10, is you have a vagina. And he's a heterosexual man who wants to have sex with you. But today, in 2025, it don't work that way no more. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, young ladies. It don't work that way no more. Because now, these men seem to think, because of pornography, because of OnlyFans, because of social media, they seem to think they have all these different options. They seem to think that the baddie on Instagram, you know, is an option for them. Or the woman they're jerking off to on porn is an option for them. They don't know that that's not the case, but they are deluded in their mind. So now, ladies, you having a vagina is not going to do it. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be fit. You have to look. I present for the man that I am interested in attracting. And somebody out there needs to hear that. So for the man that I want to attract, I actually listen to what it is he wants. I don't just go out in the world just like, ooh, I want to do this. Like, yeah, does it make me feel good? Sure. Okay, it does make me feel good to be 135 pounds. It does make me feel good to be fit, to be strong, to have, muscle mass. That does make me feel good. It does make me feel good for my hair to look nice and my makeup to look nice, right? And my skin to be clear. That does make me feel good, right? All those things are part of my healthy self-esteem and my healthy self-worth. Yes, it does. But let's go here. This is the part that here we go. Somebody's going to say, oh, you're being a pick-me, you're a pick-me-sha, and all this other crap. And you just going to get your comment blocked. You just going to get blocked. Your comments just going to get deleted. So don't drop down and say that. But I'm smart. See, that's the difference between me and you. I'm smart. I actually make sure that I look the way the type of man I wants me to look. Okay? So someone who may be a little more creative, a little more artsy, a little more edgy, someone who appreciates fitness and health, someone who loves a beautiful smile, someone who likes an intellect, a sexy nerd, someone who appreciates someone who's well-read, and someone who's fiscally responsible, and all the, they enjoy that. They enjoy someone who dresses modestly, but yet they can still see, okay, this woman has shape, this woman has figure, but she's dressed modestly. Everybody isn't gazing upon her naked body. Like, I am dressing and preparing for the man that I want to attract. And some of you all need to do that too. And that's keeping you from finding your soulmate. Is you want to wear pink hair, and you want to, have a bunch of tattoos, and you want to, dress with your cleavage out, and you want to wear clothes that are super tight and people can see all of your behind and your camel toe, and, oh, I like this. I like this. I want to dress like this. And then you wonder, and then you want a certain type of man, and you wonder why that man doesn't want you. Okay? But the truth is, you are not willing to do what it takes to get that type of man. And nowhere else in life do we do that when we want to join an organization, when we want to get a job, we make sure we are their person. We are the person that they want to choose. And yet, for some reason, women got it in their head. I don't know if it was feminism or what. Don't do that. Don't worry about them. Don't do it for them. No. Y'all, I cut all my hair off when I got out of my marriage. Okay? Because when I was married, I had hair down my back. And guess who wanted all that hair? Guess who wanted all that hair? Because Anita didn't want all that hair. Prior to meeting and marrying him, I cut my hair 2 inches. I literally went in. I was in an African-American women's studies class. This is an interesting story. I was in an African-American women's studies class at an HBCU. And I had, read all this stuff and heard all this stuff and heard about the struggle and da-da. I mean, I just got fired up, right? And I had long, relaxed hair. I got fired up from, taking this class, and my female African-American feminist professor, I just got all fired up. Y'all, I left class one day. I went straight to the barbershop around the corner from my house in Atlanta. This is a true story. And told that man to cut all my hair off. I said, cut all this off. Because look, she was talking about how hair was oppressing us, and why were we doing all this and putting all these chemicals in our hair and doing all this stuff to our hair, and for what? And I just got all riled up. And I kid you not, I cut all my hair off except for 2 inches. And he took one of them little brushes and he created the curl pattern, and that was it. And I washed it and put some product in, and I had short hair. I had short hair for the longest because I was just going through this, being in college and learning all this stuff and all this. It was wild. But guess what? I meet who. I meet my husband. And by that time, my hair was growing back out. I was growing my hair back out. And I meet who. And he was like, well, how long will your hair get? I was like, it'll get down my back. He's like, yeah, I want to see that. I don't want you to cut your hair. He also, now by this time, my hair is natural. I don't have any chemical in it. He also didn't want me wearing my hair curly. So I agreed to blow it out, to straighten it out. But I said, I'm not putting chemical in my hair, but I will blow it out and I'll flat iron it. So I started doing that. And that's how I wore my hair the whole time I was married. When my husband and I were on the Oprah Winfrey Show, you can go into the vault, okay? That's exactly how my hair looked, okay? Because that's what he wanted. And at that time, I didn't see a problem with it. Why would I reject my husband's requests that don't make sense to me? Why would I do that? This is what he likes. This is what makes him, feel good and feel attracted to me. Okay. Brianne Nicole says, this young lady on TikTok said that dating is hurting her self-esteem. She keep running into men who don't want anything serious. How to attract more men who want commitment. Some of y'all need to take a break. We in a time right now where, I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's a hard time right now. Some of y'all need to back off and take a break, because it will destroy your self-esteem. Where we are right now, the age of pornography and OnlyFans and, social media and all of that, some of y'all just need to take a break. Some of y'all need to get serious about your faith. I think your faith can be helpful. I think finding men who are more right-leaning, y'all not going to want to hear that, but that's the truth. Men who are more traditional, men who are more right-leaning, not these male feminists, these ultra-liberal male feminist men who have their nails polished, not them. So some of this advice y'all ain't going to want to hear. Okay? You need to be prepared to marry younger. You need to be prepared to be a mother and have a family. There are a lot of great guys out here, but they are traditional. They are more right-leaning. They are faith-based, and they're not going to play all these dumb games that y'all play online and on the internet and on social media. See, He said, women often disqualify themselves by how they present themselves in public and online. 100%. But tell them that and they lose their mind, because, oh my God, I have a standard issue vagina. What are you talking about? Okay. So underneath this purple hair and these 4-inch long green nails with glitter, Okay. And these butterfly lashes and this BBL, I have a standard issue vagina, and you should want me. Okay. So underneath all this cellulite and this BBL and these nails and all this other stuff I got and this wig and all of that, you should want me. So that's the harsh truth right there that a lot of women don't want to hear. But you've got to date in your tax bracket. You've got to date in your lane. You've got to date on your level. You will find your soulmate. You will find your soulmate that way. And a lot of you just refuse to do that. The men, I see it in the men on their side. I see it in the women on their side. That is the problem. Mr_Whitaker5 says, first off, we all need to love ourselves before you try to love someone else, and be your genuine self. Don't change anything just to make someone else happy. I'm going to say agreed until you don't attract the person you want. Okay? I'm going to agree with that until you don't attract the person you want. So if you're not attracting the person you want and years and years and years is going by, it's time to self-reflect. It's time to become self-aware. Okay, that's what I do. That's what I do. Okay, what are these men looking for? What are the type of men that I want? What are they looking for? And then I give them that. like, does it get more easier than that, y'all? What are they looking for? And I give it to them. If I have it within me to give, I give it. What's the problem? Okay? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not looking for a man who wants me to have hair down my back. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So if a man can, and if plenty of men have, plenty of men, that's the number one comment I get is, you ever think about growing your hair out? You ever think about coloring all your gray? You ever think about, no, I really don't. I'm exhausted just thinking about that. I'm exhausted just thinking about what you just said. So, because I'm older, and, I have systems and how I do things, and I need things to, I need to be more efficient as I get older. I don't have that kind of time. No. So if that's what you need, then I'm not a good fit for you. And I'm okay with that. Thank God there are plenty other men out there that don't have a problem with my hair being short. Okay. They're just like, yeah, that's totally cool. I love it. Especially the more edgier, more creative, more, there's just different types of men. So that's it. That's it. But everything else is me saying, yeah, this is what this type of man wants. This is what this type of man likes. And let me give it to him. Okay. It is really not hard. It's not a Rubik's Cube for you all to figure out. But your pride and your ego won't let you do that. Just like for some reason, a woman's ego now is huge. It's bigger than a man's. You can't let him think an idea is his. You can't stroke his ego. You can't tell him he's right, or you're so smart, or, oh, babe, you're so great. I'm so glad you figured it out. That's like beneath y'all. That's beneath a lot of y'all. But that's why you're in the predicament you're in. Please date on your level. I went into Starbucks today. I saw a gentleman that in my mind, he's about a 5 in looks. Now he could be a 10 in finances. I don't know what his money is looking like, but he's about a 5. And I'm thinking, wow, that gentleman will make a lovely, a 4.5 woman very happy. Make a lovely 4.5 woman very happy. But the problem is she don't want him, and he may not want her. And therein lies the problem. Y'all refuse to stay in your lane. I'm looking for a strong 6.5, maybe a 7. And that's that. And can I be real with y'all? Most of the men in all of my time of dating and being married, most of the men I've been with are 6s and 7s. And my ex-husband was a 7 in looks because he was very fit and healthy, and he was a personal trainer. He believed in all the things. And he was a 7 in money when I met. He was a 6 in money when I met him, or maybe even a 5. His money was at a 5 when I met him. His money is at a 10 now. So he's a 7 in looks. And if I'm being honest, he's gone down to a 6 because he is aging. He's aging. He's gaining weight. So he may be a 6 in looks now, but his money is at a 10. So he can reach above his pay grade because of his money. Okay. So I've always dated men, sixes or sevens, around sixes or sevens. Sixes or sevens financially, sixes or sevens with looks. I've been blessed with a 9, once or twice in my life, and 9.5. I've dated 2 male models, so I've been blessed with a 9.5. But y'all don't want those problems. Can I be honest? You don't want a man that every woman wants. It's not as cute as you think. And then I've been blessed with being married to a multimillionaire. I've been blessed with a 10 financially. And again, y'all think it's all great until you do it and you like, oh, this is not what I thought. This is not as fun as I thought. See? So, no. Stay in your lane. The last man I dated was a firefighter. Okay? He had height, but he was an average looking man. He was an average looking man. He had an average looking job. He worked an average job. He worked at the fire station. He also worked as a nurse. Average guy. He was an average guy. And ladies, you can have a perfectly lovely, happy, wonderful life with an average man. So some of y'all, I guess, are saying, if I can't have the fantabulous, 10 or money and all this, I just stay by myself. Okay. But please stop coming on the internet and complaining about it. That's what I need you to do. Please stop coming on the internet and complaining about not being able to find your soulmate, because you will not date someone on your level. You will not stay in your lane, stay in your pay grade. That goes for men and women. As soon as a man complains about a woman wanting XYZ, he's the problem. Can we be real? You're the problem. Because all you got to do is go, nope, and walk away. You don't want this walk in the park? You don't want this ice cream? You don't want this festival date? You don't want this coffee date? Okay. Like, why are y'all making videos about this? Why are you going on podcasts talking about this? Okay? Let her find a man that will take her to 5-star Michelin restaurants. And I'll be honest with y'all, it's few and far between. She'll probably not go on that date at all. Why are you worried about it? You go about your business. Okay? Simple as that. It's just like men who want to have sex in the first 2-3 dates. I go about my business. Okay? We're not a good fit. We're not a good fit for one another. It's okay. It's okay. But I don't make videos on the internet complaining about it. That's all. So please stop doing that. Do not do that no more. Okay? I'm not here for it. All right. My client is here. I got to go. Have a great day. Check out Skool. Email me at info@betterlovemovement.com, and I will see you shortly.